Hello, my name is Janet Ship, and in order to prepare you for your trip to China, we would like you to take this simple multiple choice quiz. Remember, there is only one correct answer for each question. Ready? Here we go.
What you just watched was the start of one of the deepest rabbit holes I've searched in a long time, but for you to understand, we have to go back. On the 15th of February 1996, the Intelsat 708 satellite rocket suffered a guidance failure 2 seconds into flight and destroyed a nearby village and the satellite itself. Outside estimates suggest that anywhere between 200 and 500 people might have been killed. However, the author of this report later ruled out large casualties because evidence suggests that the crash site was evacuated before the launch. More on that later. The documentation of this tragedy is very thorough. It's not our focus. Our mystery doesn't start until 25 years later. On July 10th of 2019, YouTube user Fred V uploaded this video with footage from the launch and aftermath. No context was provided. But curiously, at 1806, a video fades in. It's the same clip you saw at the start. A mysterious woman named Janet Ship on a plain background is what greets you. The quiz that follows is one of the most bizarre and disturbing pieces of media I've ever come across. Let me show you why.
This is a picture of A, a creature found in nearby hills, B, dinner, C, a Hughes technician.
This first question seems innocent, but once you look deeper, you realize something. Hughes is referring to Hughes Network Systems. They launched an internet service in none other than 1996. A satellite internet service, which is really specific. The next question is where things get weird.
These guys should score a point in horseshoes. A, in 30 to 40 minutes. B, when Mabuhay launches. Or C, next leap year.
Mabuhay is another satellite company from the Philippines. Their satellite Agila 2 was launched by the same rocket that launched Intelsat 708 into orbit. Both satellites were manufactured by Loral. More on that soon. There's some weird references here. The year of the launch of the Intelsat was in fact a leap year. It occurred in February, the only month that is affected by a leap year. So it's definitely weird. But continuing.
When you wake up in the morning, you have to open your hot water valve and let it run. You should get hot water A, in 30 to 40 minutes, B, when Mabuhay launches, C, by next leap year.
It's the same exact answers, as if this couldn't get any stranger. The next question is a little more on the nose.
This man is overjoyed because A, he is proud to be with the Loral team. B, his wife just had a baby boy. C, he got the last bottle of 5-star beer.
The answers name drop Loral, the company responsible for the Intelsat. If you're wondering how this all connects, just wait for the bombshell I drop later.
This is a picture of A, a city dweller, B, a Yi person, or C, a Hughes program manager.
Yet another reference to Hughes. It's as if they're mocking them. It's strange. This also includes the first Chinese footage of the video.
This man is writing A, wise sayings, B, Happy New Year slogans, or C, Long March launch procedures.
Up to this point, this is the most on-the-nose reference we have. Long March is the name of the rocket that launched Loral satellites. 4 days after the incident, it was also the Chinese New Year. It gets weirder.
This statue represents A, the first Chinese to test rockets, B, homage to a Yi emperor, C, tribute to the flying nun.
These were important to document, but hold no significance in the grand scheme of things, so I will move on.
By splicing these wires together, these men hope to A, improve their test equipment, B, check bad relays, C, launch the Long March rocket.
These also don't seem too significant yet, but they will later. Note the woman adding Long March to that sentence.
This booth is A, a device for cleaning technicians, B, vital to gantry operation, or C, a Chinese orgasmatron.
A gantry is a structure used to help work on space shuttles. Keep that in your mind. The reference to sexual themes is a bit off for this kind of video, but even more off in context. I promise this will all click soon.
Translating what this man is saying from Chinese to English is A. Gosh, this sure is heavy. B. I hope I get some help real soon. Or C. Turn the camera off, Round Eye.
This one stands out to me. Some have interpreted this as a cry for help from the presenter, and if you notice, she looks and sounds as though she was forced to be there, which is interesting to say the least.
This cylinder is A. A satellite shipping container, B. I-708 going to top of rocket, or C. One big kegger for XSLC.
This seems to imply whoever made this video has a good relationship with the XSLC, the launch site of the Intelsat 708, and has vast knowledge of the manufacturing of the satellite itself.
This is an example of A. Safety in China, B. Balance in China, C. Sexual harassment in China. These men are A. Moving the handling dolly, B. Heroic XSLC workers, C. Chinese air bearing. This man's name is A. Abraham Lau, B. Ava Lau, or C. Ava Lau, ruler of China. When at a hot pot party and you want seconds, the correct phrase is A. Please pass the eyeballs, B. Please pass the intestines, or C. Please pass the testicles.
These last three seem to poke fun in racist, sexual, and crude ways at Chinese people and workers. It's a bizarre way to end this video, but who made it? We actually have the answer to that question. Do you remember Fred? While the comments on this original upload are disabled, he has responded to other videos asking for more information. And he said the video was made by SSL. Who is SSL? We already know. SSL, or more commonly referred to as Space Systems Loral. You heard that right. Loral made this bizarre video, which brings up some issues. Why would an American satellite company make a video about traveling to China? I think I blew this whole case open. You see, Loral used to be much larger, even contracted defense for the US Navy. Big stuff. But just before the Intelsat 708, they sold everything but their space division to Lockheed Martin. An interesting move. So how did a Loral satellite end up all the way in China? Not legally. Loral was accused of transferring technology to China by the US government, and apparently their multi-million-dollar satellite, well, it was shipped away by a singular employee. That sounds completely fake to me. Loral was also apparently on the launch site in China, and this story made my heart sink. On the eve of the Intelsat 708 launch, scheduled for 2:51 a.m. on February 15, 1996, all personnel and guests at a hotel nearby were ordered by Loral to go to the Satellite Preparation Building, located south of the rocket's expected flight path and separated from the launch pad by steep mountains. Several young local women from the hotel staff, exhausted by a long workday, pleaded to be allowed to stay behind and catch up on sleep. But Loral managers were unyielding, a decision that may have saved the workers' lives. They would not let these people stay for anything. Did they intentionally crash this rocket? Let's look at the launch. Take note at the angle. The rocket launches completely sideways. This video explains China uses remote detonators to prevent crashes. Usually around 15 seconds is how long you get before this is allowed, but the rocket crashed after 22 seconds. An entire village was destroyed and they didn't do anything to prevent it. China reported 6 casualties for this incident. Just 6. I find that extremely hard to believe, especially with the damage. I don't know if I believe these, but some theorize 500 and some theorize thousands of casualties, but it is unknown to this day the true number. China is very well known for covering things up and lying often. Here's my theory. Loral sold all of its divisions except for space on January 8th, 1996, and they realized without government defense contracts, they cannot survive. So, they enter business with China. They soon strike a deal to send a satellite into space for a set contract using the Long March 3B rocket. They send the satellite up, and unfortunately, tragedy came next. The US government takes note and finds illegal activity within Loral. Shocker. What do? They pin it all on one guy, and all of their problems go away. But what do you think? Was this video before or after the Intelsat 708 tragedy? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Raccoon Entrepreneur brought this entire mystery to my attention, helped me research, and I owe a lot to him. Let's hear your theories. Maybe you can find a better reason for this incident. I've been Jordy2X. You have been wonderful. Peace and love, y'all.
Well,
Now that your test is done,
you can hand in your answers to your supervisors. Join us next time when we will show you
fun fact progressive. Take care and so long.